Today, I'm talking about the 10 life lessons that I've learned from knitting and reading. So grab a cup of something and let's dive in. Hi there, friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm reflecting on the 10 life lessons that I feel like I've learned from knitting and reading. These are two hobbies that are relatively quiet in my world, and they're the hobbies that I turn to on hard days. They are what connect me to other people, but also to myself. And so, if you're someone who finds comfort in books and yarn too, then I think this is the video for you. So let's dive in. So I've got a few notes here on my laptop. So if you see me glancing down, it's just making sure that I remember all my life lessons that I wrote down. The first one is patience is a superpower. So if knitting has taught me anything, it's to slow down and truly slow down. This is not a world of fast fashion. I happen to be a garment knitter, so I don't have to race through my stitches. I don't need to finish a project overnight. Do I occasionally find myself setting goals in my knitting? Absolutely. I think we're all conditioned a little bit to be goal setters of some kind. But there's strength in the knowledge of knowing that you can really just take your time and enjoy those quiet moments with your knitting. And patience really is a strength. My second life lesson is that mistakes are part of the process. And most of the time, they're going to be fixable. So we've all been in the position where we have frogged a project multiple times. We have all dropped a stitch. We have all been there where we're reading a book and we've read the same paragraph 5 times, but our mind keeps wandering and we have no idea what the paragraph was about. And that's okay. It's all part of the journey and it's all fixable. We can put the book down, figure out what's distracting us, come back to it later. We can put that project down, we can pick something else up, or we can just frog it all together and start over. But again, most of the time, our mistakes can absolutely be fixed. The third life lesson is that there is just joy in finishing something. And sometimes it's a quiet joy that's just kind of internal. So when you cast off or bind off that final stitch of a project that you've been working on for a really long time, or you've come to the end of your book, there is just something so satisfying by finishing something, by accomplishing it. And again, it's usually a quiet internal satisfaction. My fourth life lesson is that every stitch tells a story. So sometimes when you look at something you've made, you remember where you were in life, like what stage of life were you in when you made it. And maybe you're like me and you remember what audiobook you were listening to, or you remember what season it is, or who you were thinking of when you made that item. And so for many of us, our knitting actually holds memories, just like books do for us. We all have a favorite book and it holds, those are treasured memories for a lot of us, particularly for books that we read as children. But knitting holds just as many memories for a lot of us. My fifth life lesson, and for me, this is kind of a big one. Reading has expanded my inner world. It has taken me places I never would have been. It has introduced me to people I never would have met. I feel like reading really opens our horizons. It opens our minds. It opens us to different types of people, different cultures, different places. I think for me, it makes me more curious. It makes me a more empathetic person. It makes me a kinder person. And that's truly a gift, is that reading has given me, and I'm sure it's given to many of you. It really has expanded my world. Life lesson number 6 is that knitting creates tangible memories, particularly when we make something for someone else. Sure, we have memories when we've made things for ourselves, but when we make gifts for other people, it's not just a hat, it's not just a scarf, it's not just mittens, it's not just whatever it is that you created for that person, but there is love in every stitch, every row. There, you have given time, you have made it with intention. So there's a lot in that gift, that tangible memory, that is probably going to be treasured for years. Number 7 is the idea that not everything has to be fast to be meaningful. We live in a society today where everybody is being pushed to move faster, be more productive, get more done in a day. And when it comes to reading and when it comes to knitting, I think we've all kind of learned that sometimes life happens slowly, and that's okay. We don't have to participate in that hustle culture, which leads me to number 8, and that is the idea that you're allowed to slow down, even with your knitting and your reading. I know for me, there are days that are so long and so exhausting that I barely get a row or a round done on my knitting project, and then I'm heading to bed and my head hits that pillow and I might get through a page or two, and I'm just so tired that I'm putting my book down and I'm falling asleep rather quickly, which means I didn't get very much accomplished with my knitting or my reading, but that's okay. Again, it's not a race, it's not a competition, and sometimes these are really quiet, slow hobbies, and every small step you make in that book or in that project, it all adds up in the end. Life lesson number 9 is there's no wrong way to enjoy your hobby. And this kind of goes along with that hustle culture. I know that we're encouraged to set reading goals and project goals, your make nines and your reading challenges on all our tracking sites. And there's no wrong way to do the hobby. You don't have to set a goal. You don't have to think about the 9 projects you're going to make in the year. If you are someone that reads 1 book a year or you read 100 books in a year, it doesn't matter. As long as you do you. Same thing with our knitting. Some people only knit in the winter. Some people are monogamous knitters. Some people knit 5, 10, 15 works in progress. Again, they're your hobbies. You do them at the pace of life that's right for you. My last life lesson is that books and yarn are some of the best escapism. So for a lot of us, when life gets really heavy or hard, yarn and books are the 2 things that we turn to, right? They're not just hobbies for a lot of us. They are comfort. They bring comfort to our life. And they're there when we are celebrating and are joyful. But they truly are a way to escape the hardness of life day to day. Thanks for spending a little time with me today. I hope my reflection on what I've learned from knitting and reading has resonated with you in some way, shape, or form. And I'd love to hear down below. Drop a comment and let me know. Are there other life lessons that you've learned along the way in your journey of reading and crafting. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you like it. And if you'd like to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. So until next time, friends, happy knitting, happy reading.
Always think of you when spring comes, like it's something in the air.